Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Then today's episode. One thing that I'm starting to notice a lot with gaming is that they're trying to make way too many video games online only. And I'm going to tell you this right now for everybody in the gaming industry, and I know there's going to probably be people out there wanting to argue with this. People like single player games I can play offline. Because here's the thing, there have been times where I want to play a video game or I am playing a video game and something will go on with the servers and I can't play that game. Now, imagine if there's an offline mode in that game, like let's say for an example, the Division, right? Because that was in that is an online only game. Let's say I wanted to just play that game and just have it where, because I play the game by myself anyway, so it's not like I'm going to be playing with friends or with other people and stuff. I had to say throughout the whole time of me owning the Division 1 and 2, I had to say it's on very, very, very rare occasions where I played that game with, like, had it where other people were playing with me and stuff. Other than that, I'm like, fam, I have played, or the story at least, both that and, two, I played the entire game by myself. I'm trying to think, like, even there was one mission that I did find extremely difficult in the Division, and I ended up at some point in time completing that mission. But overall, though, it's like, yeah, I played the entire game by myself. Destiny, on the other hand, like, the only thing that they'll have me do with other people, and I don't mind doing that, like co-op type stuff. Yeah, that's cool. I ain't tripping about it and stuff. But if it's like a small amount of people, I feel like when you involve, I don't know, even if I feel like if it was a big crowd of people in a co-op game and you're not really going up against other people, I had to say it's just like at times, like, you got people out there, and even with games where it is a co-op game, you got people out there that are toxic. I was like trying to throw Destiny in there, but I'm like, no, Destiny had its toxic people even when playing the co-op missions and stuff. But yeah, I remember, I think I've talked on this before, but I remember back then when they would have a where you would play the strike missions, and I don't really see it. Well, I don't even really be playing Destiny like that now and stuff. But no, it's like when I did play that game when Destiny 1 was relevant and stuff, or was like that was like the big game at the time. No, people was turning that game on and then running off in a corner somewhere, and they wasn't playing the game. They wasn't going up against the enemies. They wasn't doing nothing. They just only joined that mission so they could get the XP. I don't like stuff like that. That's why my thing is this. If you made it to where the game can be played entirely by itself, fam, I wouldn't have to bother nobody. I wouldn't have to, and I feel like at times it's like they do make some games out there a little bit like it's a struggle because they want you to play with other people. And I'm like, fam, that's one thing I feel that developers need to understand is that my friends aren't going to jump up and buy every single game. I'm the more serious content. Well, okay, I'm not trying to throw any of my friends in the bus and things, but I would have to say when it comes down to buying a lot of different games, yes, I am that friend. I am that friend where I gotta buy every video game that comes out. But then there's a lot of games out there where they have it where it's like an online only thing where you have to play the game with people. And I'm like, bruh, it shouldn't be set up that way. You don't know at the end of the day who's playing that game or not. And it could be that person where they're antisocial, they ain't got no friends that they play the game with. It's probably that one person where they don't tell. And I'm like, I just started thinking of this and I'm like, fam, that would actually be a good idea. That's how I should have got into gaming. But there's probably that one friend that you have where they make it seem like that they don't play not one bit of video games whatsoever, because that's the thing. They don't want to have it where it's like, nah, I gotta have it where I'm like seeing what you doing and stuff, because you might not play the game like how I play it. We might have two completely different styles. And that was like, I remember that was one thing that I hated so much. There was a time I remember I was streaming, and that's why when they come into I just had it, somebody did it just recently. I was playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, and the guy was joining the stream talking about, like, I think he wanted me to like help him with a mission or something. And I'm like, bro, I don't play the game with random people, especially as a content creator. Yeah, I don't play the game with random people, because you got a lot of people out there where it's like they're weird. That's why if you notice a lot of times, like when I do play a game and I have to like play with random people and stuff, I turn the microphone off. I don't want nobody to hear me, and I don't want to hear them. All right. So, but anyways, I remember this happened a while back, and I was playing, I ain't even gonna say the video game, but I feel like it wouldn't even matter. I don't even know if that person still follows me to this day. Regardless, there was a time I was playing a game and they just invited themselves into the game. They was like, "Oh, I'm about to join your game," and I'm thinking to myself, I didn't even invite you. Like, why are you just like, oh man, that annoyed the crap out of me, bro. No, I just ended up ending the stream and was just like, yeah, I'm getting offline. But I'm like, that annoyed the crap out of me, bro. I'm like, do not just go and take it upon yourself to invite yourself into my game, because I'm telling you right now, I'm just gonna leave. If somebody were to do some stuff like, because I think whoever that person was, like, they were regular in my stream. Like I said, I hadn't seen them recently. But no, it's one of those things where it's like, nah, bruh, like, do not do that. I just do not get. I'm like, fam, there are so many other people in this world that are willing to play the game with you. I think it is clear as day. I do not want it unless it's friend. That's the only people that, like, there are very few people that I trust when it comes to gaming. And I have to say, like, pretty much the only people that I'll sit down and play games with are my two friends, Leanne and V. Other than that, I'm all like, I really don't even be playing games like that. I had to, like, build up a social, like, relationship with other people, and it'll be people that I'm cool with. You know, that's the crazy thing about it. It'll be people that I'm cool with, and I'm like, I don't know about you when it comes to video games and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, nah, bruh. It's like, if I could play a game by myself, I am going to play that entire game by myself, because yeah, like I said, it's just, you know, people, it's like they become not so much as become a part of the game. Where's the word I'm trying to find right now? I can't even find that word. It's late at night. I'm a little tired, so I'm like, maybe if I had like an energy drink or something, I probably would be able to figure out that word. But it's like it's just a responsibility. There we go. I'm like, yeah, there's at times though, and that's how I felt with that person. I'm like, in the video game that I was playing, they just took it upon themselves to invite themselves. Like, I was a much more higher level. I was more experienced in that game, and I'm thinking to myself, fam, I am not trying to have it where you become a responsibility and I'm making sure of it that you're okay. I am trying to play this game by myself. And I know a lot of people, they'll probably like get on me about this and they'll like try to say it. I'm like, bruh, I do not want to play games with people. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and I know that there's a lot of single player games out there and stuff, but I'm like, there are some games where it would be perfectly okay if you were to add an offline mode. Like, there's a few games that I played recently, and I'm like, fam, why aren't you guys adding offline modes? Why do you assume that everybody wants to play online? Like, I would rather just practice playing it against the bots and then just leave it at that. Like Warzone, if I could play Warzone entirely by myself, and there's one game in particular where I feel like it gets a lot of beef and a lot of drama, but I'm like, fam, I actually like that game because they did give you an option to play that game entirely by yourself. But anyways, Battlefield 2042. So it is an online only game, but they do have it on there where you can play the entire game by itself. But I mean, it's a like PvP type game, so then like they got missions and stuff in there. I thought that was kind of weird for that Battlefield, but I did like the fact that they had it where you could just play the game by yourself and things. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I ain't got to play this game online with people because yeah, it's like nowadays that's one thing about it with playing online. It's like you really don't know who you're gonna be playing against. Like, so let's say if I play Warzone, right? I play Warzone, like, yeah, online. Then you got that one person that's hacking. You got that one person, yeah, hacking, modding, cheating, all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not trying to experience that. I'm just trying to play a game and have fun and could give me some XP. So I'm saying, I'm like, Warzone could definitely easily, Call of Duty, they could easily add a PvE, or not even a PvE, but in like an offline mode, where you're just kind of practicing with Warzone, so you can like work on, bro, I think, I don't even know why there's like games that's not doing that, where it's like, you know how crazy difficult your game is, why not add a single player option? Or an offline practice mode. Like one game in particular where they do that is Squad. And I'm like, that's one game where, I bought that game by mistake. And I honestly wish I could get my money back for that game because I hadn't even played that game since. But Squad is a PvP game. And it's like this realistic military sim. And I thought it was a good game. And I think it is still a good game. It's just one of those games where I'm like, I just don't see myself playing it. Like maybe if it was like a special occasion or something, that I probably will play it. But other than that, I'm like, no, I wish that there was like a single player version of that game where it's like, they got you doing these intense crazy missions and stuff, but it's like you're not playing it with actual people and things. And yeah, that's a game where you gotta play with actual people, you gotta communicate with other people. And I remember looking that up when getting into the game, people were like asking that question, can you play this game without communicating or talking with other people? And that's something where I'm like, man, it's so annoying how there's just people in the gaming community where it's like they just think games got to cater to them. And I'm like, the thing is this, and I know people are going to probably call me a hypocrite on what I say, but I'm like, what type of games did we start off playing when we very first started growing up? Like when we were growing up playing video games, what are a lot of the games that we were playing back then? Single player games. So it really trips me out how I'm like, fam, we came from this era of single player games, and it just seems like now it's like every game just wants to like, oh, we're trying to get rid of that single player stuff, and we just want you to play with random people. And I'm like, my thing is this, it's when being a content creator, that's one thing about it where it's like it is so dangerous playing a game. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's like Twitch, YouTube, they most likely know that it ain't you that's saying it, but I feel like with YouTube it wouldn't even matter. Like the crazy thing is like, okay, I'll play excuse me, I'll play Warzone online, somebody goes on some old racist rant, I post that video on YouTube, and then my video gets taken down. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, I wasn't even the one to say it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, with YouTube, it's like, Twitch, they probably wouldn't care because they're probably like, yeah, we, at the end of the day, there's some crazy people out there and things. So, but with YouTube, on the other hand, it's like, yeah, they're the ones where I feel like they would just be like, no, we're going to give you a guideline strike because you violated our guidelines. I'm like, no. They violated your guidelines. I didn't do nothing. I'm just sitting here trying to play a game. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, there's sometimes where games, every game doesn't need to be an online game. It's one of those things where I'm like, you very well easily, like, yeah, have it where there's that online option. But you definitely got to come out with an offline option too. Because my thing is this, let's say if, like, all right, if I have this game on a laptop or something and the power goes out and I'm like, okay, well, my laptop's fully charged. Let me just go play some games real quick. Oh, I can't play this game because it's an online only game. So I gotta wait until my power, my Wi-Fi, and yeah, let's say if my Wi-Fi is crap, it's like, bro, you need to have online. And it's like, because there's people out there where it's like they're not fortunate enough to go out and get the best of the best Wi-Fi and the best of the best, gear and all that stuff. It's like they can only get what they can afford. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's really messed up where there's like people in that situation where they have to play a single player game, but at the same time, it's like there ain't really a whole lot of single player games out there because every game, like when you look at games like Dead by Daylight, you look at games like, they Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, I feel like you could play Fortnite by itself, but I'm pretty sure they probably is like, oh, you gotta be connected to your Wi-Fi to play the game or whatever and things. But if not, then I'm like, okay, well, excluding Fortnite and stuff. But I think, yeah, there's a lot of single player options on Fortnite things. But yeah, it just really trips me out where it's like, at least for me, I don't really see a whole lot of single player or offline based games. It's like, I just see a lot of games where it's like, they're all online only. Like, there's the one game that I've kind of like, but look into to just see what they got going on. And they do have like a PvE mode on there and things. But I don't even know what this stuff is. I was on Steam and I'm like, bro, what is this category? I'm like, I don't even remember clicking on that category. But Gray Zone Warfare, that's a game where I'm like, I think that game would have done, bro, that game and The Day Before. Those are two games where it's like there was no reason to make those two games online only, especially The Day Before. That game could have easily been an offline only game. Because I'm saying at the end of the day, I mean, like, that's overall with the game, it's like, yeah, it's a game where it was designed in that matter. Like, it very well. And my thing is this, if I could play The Division 1 and 2 by myself, I very well could have played The Day Before that's a game where I'm still kind of upset about it because I'm like, nah, the developers, you did not care for that game at all. If there's ever a time where I come across those developers and they're all like, we did care about our game, I'm like, for one, you guys wouldn't have just we're getting too much negative criticism, so let's just go ahead and end things. I'm like, no, you guys should have very well been working on that game still till this day. So yeah, that's something. I looked that game up not too long ago and I haven't seen no updates. Yeah, it's like the developers, they probably just, we're just gonna jump ship, go and work for some other companies and things. But no, let me go ahead and I'm gonna try to like cause they okay, there's the developers. They don't even have like the whatchamacallit, the publishers. Where about the publishers? Mytona, there we go. I don't know. It's crazy how it's like I straight up forgot their name that fast. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead open up. I think the developers, they closed out their Instagram account. Oh, they haven't posted nothing since pretty much since the game the day before and stuff. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead. Twitter, yeah, they haven't really posted nothing on there. Oh, they're still posting things on whatchamacallit, Instagram. So yeah, they're I guess they're still somewhat active in things. But yeah, it's just recently we opened an office at the one. It's like, yeah, you guys open an office, but it's like, oh, if they do decide to come back out with the day before, I'm like, you guys better do it and do it right. Because if not, then I'm like, bro, it's one of those things. Here, it's one of those things where it's like, nah, man, you guys are tripping off of that. But anyways, nah, I'm opening up. I think they deleted. Oh no, they're actually no, they're not doing any things anymore. The developers and stuff, they took down all their posts. Yeah, because it's like you guys straight bombed on that game. That game could have been good, and it's like you guys have to feel like that's the same thing with Gray Zone Warfare because it's more so trying to compete with Escape from Tarkov. So I think that's why that game is doing so well because their Escape from Tarkov isn't on Steam. But I'm thinking to myself like, bruh, there's probably people out there that want to experience that game without lag and all these like bug issues and things. I'm pretty sure if they were to add an offline mode, forget the servers, forget all that stuff, a person could play that game and experience it without the lag, without the frustration, and have genuine fun with it. So I'm just saying to the gaming community, to the gaming industry, put some more offline options and single player options in games because every game doesn't need to be online. All right, so anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode and peace.